What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for visiting my channel, YIC by Faith, aka Young in Christ by Faith. So today is the 14th, which means I am currently on my 13th day of fasting, and I usually like to speak about what went on in respect to the fast the previous days. So today's video is about the 12th day of fasting on this 21-day journey. Yesterday was a beautiful day. It was kind of hard in the evening, and I've mentioned before that I do have another channel where I focus on the physical aspects of fasting, and I spoke a lot about how I had to deal with certain things yesterday on that channel. But here my aim is to basically fellowship with my fellow Christians, and especially my artistic fellow Christians. So yesterday I feel like I had like a bit of a breakthrough moment. I woke up, I prayed, I read my Bible, I was listening to my praise and my worship music, and it's interesting, whilst on this journey I kind of felt like I've been searching for, I don't know exactly what this means, but searching for real praise and worship music, and I haven't exactly found it. If you're watching this video, I am taking suggestions. If you have anything you think I should listen to, please offer it up. But I eventually found my way. I'd been like fighting against it, feeling like, I need to listen to something different. But I found my way back to Tina Campbell, half of the gospel duo Mary Mary. And I was listening to her album because it really helped me about a year, maybe 2 years ago, when I was going through something dire. And it brought me back to this song that I love called I Will Wait For You. And that song started to play, and I'm singing along with it, and I started bawling. I just started bawling and walking around my room and just praising God and just thanking Jesus. And I didn't expect that. I didn't, I was grateful for it because it was a genuine moment. I didn't expect to cry. I didn't expect to feel what I felt, but I felt this beautiful presence that I know was God. And I was just so grateful, because whilst on this journey of fasting, I sometimes wonder, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right thing? Am I making you happy, Lord? And I guess that's a part of what faith is. I want to ensure that I don't know how do you know when you're doing something right for the Lord? I suppose He'll let you know, and I guess maybe that was my moment. I worry, I'm a newborn in Christ. I say it all the time. I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but I function as best as I can. I make the Holy Word a part of my everyday, a part of my being. I pray. And I do find even now that my prayers are different. Before I felt like I didn't know exactly how to pray. And there are moments where I wondered, am I praying properly? Am I praying correctly? And now I just feel like the words are just flowing out, the things that I need to pray for, the people I need to pray for, it flows. It's becoming innate, if anything, And I'm so grateful for that. I ended up helping my dad with a removal yesterday, helping him help a friend with a removal. I understand that they were in a bad situation in the previous apartment that they were in and had to just get out. And so my dad they asked my dad for help, and he said yes. And I won't go into great detail, but I felt as if I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to help because I know that I'm in this state of fasting. I have only but so much strength. I knew that lifting things would be difficult for me because my heart would pound as if it wanted to pop out of my chest or something, and that scares me. But I also kept telling myself that the Lord won't let anything happen to me, and I often have to remind myself, especially during this fast, that if there's anything that my job as a Christian is to be selfless. If someone needs help, I should help them. And so something happened where the two other people that were supposed to come and help us move these people just were no-shows. And so I had to just swallow my pride and look at my dad and say, because he knows I'm fasting, and I had to say, I'll gather the strength to help. I was so nervous, but I said, I'm gonna fight through. My dad had let it seem as if it was just pretty much one major thing I needed to move, which was a bed. That did not turn out to be the case, which did annoy me. But again, what are you gonna do in the moment? So I still helped and moved stuff as best as I could. So we were moving these people, and something about them just seemed very ungrateful, and it just began to annoy me and agitate me, and I just saw myself just behaving in a manner that was not the most godly, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not proud of it, but at the same time, they just seemed so ungrateful. We were helping a woman move. She has a son, a grown son, a teenage son. Like, he was a good 16 years old. And he was just so lazy. And I'm like, that's disgusting. This is your mom. Like, you should be helping. She shouldn't have to, literally, she had to ask him to put his clothes on and come to help move stuff on the phone while she was on the phone with myself and my dad. And I just heard that, and I was like, that's embarrassing. My mom doesn't have to ask me to, do anything. Shoot, I do stuff without her even knowing sometimes. Technically I don't really have the money like that, but if I see that I have a chunk of money in the moment, I'll pay a bill and just don't tell her. She might wonder, I guess I paid this already, and I feel like there's no need for her to know. She struggles along enough as is, so I try to help as best as I can. I don't make that much money as a struggling artist, but I try to help as best as I can, and I'm blessed enough to have parents that allow me the opportunity to really give my art a try, so I do what I can. But this was definitely a learning moment. Sometimes I think the Lord might actually put us in situations where a lesson is to be learned. As annoyed and as agitated and as not pleasant as the situation was, unpleasant as the situation was, sorry about that. I am sure that I could have done better in respect to my demeanor, because I know they saw it. Both the woman and her son saw my demeanor, but the thing is, the son didn't care. He just didn't care. And her, I don't think she cared either, to be honest. But regardless of that, it was unnecessary for me to make it so apparent that, I was annoyed by them and that I wanted to just get this over with and get out of their space, That's not godlike. That's not the Christian way. And I should have done better, point blank, especially whilst I'm in this fast, it's not a pleasant thing for me to to behave in that manner. So that was definitely a learning experience, and I felt bad about it afterward. But I still felt like they could have been a lot more grateful, and her son could have been a lot more helpful. And I didn't tell, they don't know, you know, that I'm going through this fast. So I'm sure that they were looking at me thinking that I'm, you know, lazy, that I'm a weakling, that I'm a softie or something. I don't know. And that's just not the case. I'm in a fast, and I only have but so much strength, you know. And my poor dad, I was so nervous for, because he has his health issues. He technically should not be, you know, lifting things like that at all. But, you know, he's also someone, kudos to him, that refuses to give in to his illnesses, you know. So it is what it is. Yeah, so that was pretty much yesterday. It was a learning experience, more so than anything. And I guess I'll end this here. You know, I definitely learned to be more controlled with my emotions. I think that's the biggest thing that I have to learn whilst I grow in Christ. I am one of those people who has always been an extremist. I've either held my emotions to the point where no one can tell what I'm feeling, no one knows that I'm, you know, distraught, or even that I'm happy, you know, or I give you everything. I can make you feel like the worst person in the world if I give you all of my negative emotion. And I can look like a madman if I give all of my excited, you know, good, positive, happy emotion, you know. So I definitely am learning to control that, you know, because the thing is, even though I was showing my emotions in the moment yesterday, knowing that I'm in this fast, and knowing that I don't want my fast to be for nothing, and knowing that I am growing in Christ, and especially because I experienced such a beautiful essence of the Lord earlier in the day yesterday before doing this fast, I didn't want to disrupt my blessings by stepping out of character, you know. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this here. I think, what are we at, 12 going on 13 minutes. And I apologize for my appearance. You know, my mustache is all cattywampus at the moment. I work today. Did I mention that at the beginning of this video? I can't remember, but I do work today, so I pretty much decided to just shoot these videos. I shot this one for Why I See by Faith, and I also have another channel, like I said, where I focus on the physical aspects of the water fast. And yeah, so, you know, I basically just jumped up and decided to shoot so that I can focus and go, you know, shave my face and my head and all that stuff for work afterwards. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave this here. You know, yesterday was definitely a learning experience, and I just want to say thank you for watching. You know, my fellow artists out there, please, let's come together. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know how to reach out to people through this channel and through my Instagram, but I am trying. Lord knows I am working and fighting through. But yes, yeah, I'll just end this here. You know, thank you so much for watching. Please stay young in Christ by faith, and God bless you.